How's it going, everybody? Give me 2 seconds again to restart my camera because it doesn't like transition. And there we go. There we go. How is everybody doing today? It's weird streaming a day after streaming. I feel like I just saw you guys because I just did. And you guys just saw me. It's back-to-back ColeHillChills. This is a ColeHillChills special, get one. It also means like I don't have new topics to talk about. Usually I'm like, oh yeah, I watched this and did this. And yeah, what do you guys think about this or this? Do you guys have anything related to this to talk about? But I streamed yesterday. And then we chilled and played games and slept. And then woke up and made lunch. And now we're streaming again. So really nothing's happened in my life since the last time we streamed. So I don't have a lot of hot topics to talk about. Speaking of hot topic, though. What was that store called? Oh, Glenn really wants to go to it, and I'm like, no, it's a cringy store. Forever 21? Forever 21, that's what it was. I played some Perk'em Your Nerd, my siblings last night, and Glenn joined as well. Forever 21 came on some kind of topic. I was like, no, don't go there. It's cringe. There are better stores. And getting things ready to house it from Messi. Oh, that's lovely coffee. Is Woolly Bear going to join you for your house sitting? Is Woolly Bear also going on the mini vacation? Or are you just like going back and forward between the houses? I remember that store back when going to the mall was yeah, way in my age. We went to this very large place called a mall. Awful experience. Don't recommend it. But it was a thing we did. Oh, he's coming! Yay! Yay for Woolly Bear. Go on a little vacay. That's cute. That's cute. I like that. I like that. Cool. I like it. Cool. Oh, it's a 2-hour drive. Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't know if it was like in your city or close by. Yeah, no, that makes more sense. Not in this economy. Also, that's a lot of driving. I would not want to do that, man. I haven't been in Canada for a while. Like I said, I haven't been in a mall for a while, but I'm like, no, wait, Canada. So I was trying to think of like what stores are doing well and not doing well, but no, cannot say. There's a lot of stores here in Argentina that I've never heard of before. I think the only stores I recognize in a mall that are also in Canada are Zara or Zara, whichever version you want to pronounce. Store my mom loves to go into, not buy anything, just look around and then leave again. Shopping with moms are an experience, man. My mom will go into every store, look at every bargain, only to know she's not buying anything. And I'm like, oh, could we be doing anything else? Oh, your bestie's horses. Yes. Oh, wait. Horse beets? Beasts. I was like, are there beets she grows to feed the horses? Chipmunks? She has chipmunks? That's so cute. I'm going to Zada to remind myself that I'm poor to afford anything. Like, yeah, store prices are crazy. I think you'll enjoy them more in Canada, Glenn, because from what I can tell from comparing the prices, it seems cheaper in Canada at least. Not the default price of things. I think when they go on sale, they're really on sale. It's like, oh, I can buy that. This is my budget territory. Chimpkins? The hell are chimpkins? That will also be nice. You're right, Glenn. Chickens. Well, then why did you call them chimpkins? Yeah, no worries, Glenn. Are they are they mutant chickens that look like chipmunks? Why the chimpkins? Oh, I just remembered where we were in this game. I was hella stuck. Oh, we're gonna try a lot of things. Because it's the thing? What? Huh? Huh? Come again? One more time? Huh? That reminds me a lot of my sister. She has this thing. This quirk. Where she uses the word thing to replace just about every other word in her vocabulary. You know the thing that does the thing? It's the thingy thing. It's the thing. It's so frustrating. No, I don't know the thing because you gave me no information as to what the thing could be. All right. How are we gonna get past this? Okay, it was 6 days ago, 5 p.m. I was walking along in the snow when I was suddenly stabbed in the back. Coincidentally, it happened to be just outside the house where the men in this case have their lodgings. I was at the tavern on the eye of which thou speakest, for I had bespoke my supper. It was the first time I'd been in the area. I had a little matter to attend to, that's all. Anyway, I was admitted straight to the hospital, so I knew nothing about all of this business. It's how lol dogs say chicken? Lodges? What is that word? LOL dogs? Doges? LOL doges? I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try to present the soap on this.
Objection.
I was incorrect. I was wrong. Alright. I don't want to look up a walkthrough, man. I don't want Ace Attorney to beat me. This one. No. I am gonna be here a while. Hope you guys enjoy this snazzy music. They say henlo and ask for chimpkin. What? Coffee, it feels like you're speaking another language to me. My brain can't handle this today. Coincidentally, I think not, Your Highness. What's a lol doge? What is a lol coffee? I'm gonna need a definition, please. What is a lol doge? All right, let me press on them all again. Maybe there's something I missed.
Hold it.
I'll go quickly. I'm well acquainted with the case. I'm sorry I had to go through that. It was awful. I still can't believe I was unconscious for so long. And I woke up to find that case had been solved and the culprit arrested. Yes, incident has been resolved already. Perhaps it would be helpful because we had a bad dream. Yes, yes, yes. Coincidentally, it happened to be just outside the lodgings house. Coincidence? I think nay. What do you mean? The art school you attend, what's it called? Ah, yes. It's the Thorndike Academy of Fine Arts. I was hoping to find out where that was, but it did not help me at all. That's just in the vicinity of Brixton Road. Nope. I have no idea where that is. 10 stops away from the scene on the underground. And you mentioned before that you also live on Brixton Road, isn't that right? So why then would you have been walking along Briar Road in the middle of the East End? It's because, oh yes, of course. I thought I might make a nice picture. False news! The crumbling look of the part of town. So maybe I'm supposed to press on this one? Just outside the house where the man had it just so happened to be. Really? Really? It just so happened. But I want to read her letter. This one. Okay, let's try the other half of the puzzle then. Boop 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 do 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 do. This one.
Objection.
You pudding in your hair last night? How? Also, how was the pudding and what flavor did you make? Bro, I have no idea. The street map. No. Incorrect. Incorrect. Chocolate banana? Oh, what a good flavor combo. I love chocolate and banana, man.
Objection.
No? Bruh, I think I have to look it up. I have no idea. Do. Okay, let's press on them all. See if I can figure it out. A tavern, you say? Which one? The Slug and Salad? Yeah, and we know that's weird because he has no money and it's a very expensive place. What is she painting, man? Ugh. So Mr. Shanspeare's own action on the day of the incident 6 days ago were slightly suspicious. I wonder if we have some evidence that can explain those actions. You know what? Let's try it. Why not? What else do I have to lose?
Mr. Shanspeare,
Yes, sire.
on the day in question, is it not the case that you visited the Slug and Salad? A place you don't normally patronize. For a very particular reason.
I don't know what you're talking about. Pray, if thou hast some purpose, speakest.
Very well, I will present the core of evidence. Explains why you had to be at the Slug and Salad that day. Namely,
I don't know. I don't know. The soap? The piece of paper? Let's try the soap. I don't know. Let's try the soap.
Take that!
I definitely messed it up. Alright. Alright. It's okay. It's cool. I liked it. Cool. Oh my god, did you call me Burbot? Murbit? Is that her cur? Yeah, it's cur. Her like that. Cur.
Take that!
Paper. I'm a genius. It only took me 99 tries, but I got it. Good lord! Miss Green's card, you mean?
that's right, my lord. It reads,
Why couldn't I read it before?
I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad.
Well, that would have been lovely to know if I could have read it. Oh my god.
Don't tell anyone else about this letter or the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance. Mr. Shanspeare, your actions on the afternoon of Miss Green's stabbing are exactly as described in this note.
Ah!
Personally, I find it hard to believe that's a coincidence. Don't you, Mr. Shanspeare?
Well...
Excuse me, can I say something? Yes, Miss Green. That card was delivered to me. It doesn't have anything to do with this odd man, does it? Well, you'd think so, yes, but it's hard to believe it's merely... My lord, may I?
May you what, Miss Green?
I'd like to make something very clear about that card.
Very well then, you may amend your testimony to include details about the particular note. The notey note, the Cole's note.
This note was delivered to me at my address. It's nothing to do with the odd man next to me here.
Fake news.
Oh, Mr. Ertel, you pursued Mr. Shanspeare wonderfully there. It's worked out well, hasn't it? We have a new clue at last. All right, now I need to pull off a really insightful objection here. Well, as you've managed to expose this promising new angle, I wonder if you should perhaps try to develop that. Ah, yes, of course. Yelling out objections isn't necessarily... Okay, let's get back to it.
Bow, bow. Yes, I can move on with my life. Sometimes, man, sometimes this game just doesn't toss you a bone, you know? Doom, 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 doom. I want to see something. Yeah, it doesn't say anything. It doesn't even let you read it. Right? I want to see what's inside the note, please. Ugh, so frustrating. Anyways. This note was delivered to me at my address. It's nothing to do with the odd man next to me here. Fake! Let's press on it first.
Hold it!
Now, I think you said that you received it the day before the incident, didn't you? Yes, that's right.
There appears to be no indication of the sender's name or address on the envelope.
And it was in my letterbox, and that's all I know. I'm afraid I have no idea who sent it.
I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Who is this Duncan Ross, please?
A friend of mine. He attended the same art school as I do.
A friend? Fiance.
He passed away in a tragic accident a month ago now, though. I wasn't sure what to make of that note, to be honest, but in the end I decided to go. So, you found out what the information was? Of course I didn't. You're not thinking straight.
Whilst on her way there, she was stabbed in the back. As my learned friend hopefully remembers.
Ah, yes, of course! She never made it to the meeting. Skip!
Thank you. Nothing to do. I beg to difference.
Objection!
The other half was in that man's room.
The day before that incident, exactly 1 week ago now, this note was delivered to your address. And upon carrying out the instructions in the note, you found yourself in hospital. Yes, I did.
Yeah, no worries, Coffee.
It's terrible having this happen to me. Yes, it is terrible. If it's all true, that is. No, what do you mean? Miss Green, have a look at this, please. It's a torn off end of an envelope. Oh, is it? And it so happens that it fits together perfectly with the envelope of the note you received. Where did you find that? In Mr. Shakespeare's room.
Yeah, hey, in my room.
Mr. Shakespeare, do you perhaps remember this note from somewhere?
Well.
Your actions that afternoon follow the instructions in the note to the letter. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. And so that's exactly where you went. Let me ask you again, Mr. ShamWow. You already knew about this note, didn't you? And you, Miss Green? Nah, what did I do? As this torn off end of the envelope proves, the note was originally in Mr. Shakespeare's room. So how is it that it came to be in your possession? I don't have the first idea. I'm just a fledgling artist after all.
What does that have to do with the note?
There is only one explanation. You broke into Mr. Shakespeare's room and stole it.
You did what? Sorry. Thou hast what? You broke, thou were in my room. What on earth do you want with me? Ooh. It would seem that both witnesses need to testify again. Miss Green.
Yes.
Whilst you have the court's sympathy, I'm sure, for the suffering you have endured in recent events, anyone found to be giving false testimony in a court of law will be duly punished. Please bear that in mind.
Yes, I know.
Very well then, witnesses. You will give formal testimony again now. So help me God, if this is taking out the washer again, I'm going to coffee, I will help you riot. I will print out signs so we can all go walking around with it. On the subject of this curious anomaly regarding the note Miss Green claims to have received. I do remember now. 'Twas a week ago, pre-adventure, that note was delivered unto me. On the day therein, I did tarry a long hour at the Slug and Salad, yet nobody came. Thereafter, on the evening, I shared the company of the Japanese fellow. I did see the note had vanished.
I don't know what you mean. You think I snuck into this man's room, do you? Why would I? I can point out the villain here. And as for that torn off piece of the envelope, I don't know anything about it.
This isn't a hockey riot. I'm not bringing a Canadian. But why not? I've seen a couple riots here in Argentina, so that's, you know, that makes me a little more above a Canadian hockey rioter. I can help. At least Glum can help, I'm sure. You now claim to have received this letter. Do you, Mr. Shakespeare? And punch the lady in Spanish. Yes. A Spanish punch is much stronger than any other punch, man. Faith, 'tis my lord. And I would swear to have it set upon the table in my humble lodgings. Oh, really, Coffee? Yet, 'tis clear to me now that since I returned from the tavern that night, I have not laid eyes upon it. Well, that being the case, young lady, it would appear that your testimony was...
A lie? Is that what you think? How unfair of you to think I'm the only lying. I'm the only one lying. I'm the one lying.
I beg your pardon. I don't like her.
I'm just a fledgling artist, as I said, and a fledgling artist don't lie.
No, that's not true.
Then that note was delivered to me at my address. Besides, we all know who the liar around here is. If that's true, Miss Green, how do you explain the facts? This part of the envelope was, without question. I don't see why I should explain. Sorry? I'm a fledgling artist. My job here is to just say what happened after, that's all. It's your job to give the explanations and the proofs. You, the fledgling lawyer. The fledgling will do his best.
Evidently, my learned friend's cross-examination is our only hope to learning the truth. Well, counsel, why can't you just, like... Whoops. Why can't you just demand that she tell the truth? Like, why... Like, bruh, you're not giving us all the info.
I'm ready, my lord.
Very well, then. The defense will now proceed with the cross-examination of the witness.
Miss Green clearly did break into Mr. Shakespeare's room. There can be no question of that. And that's how she acquired the note. Yes, two facts that are starting to lead me to a possible explanation for all of this. And it's not a pretty one.
All right. Time to push them to their limit.
And can you shed any light on the contents of a note at all?
Nay, sire. 'Tis as strange to me as a foreign tongue. Even with a knowledge of literature as great as mine own, verily, 'tis impenetrable.
But Mr. Duncan Ross had lodgings in the same household as you. In effect, he was your neighbor, so surely you knew him, didn't you?
Alack, if the choices be twixt I knew him and I knew him not, then 'tis with foreboding that I be forced to declare we were by some small measure acquainted.
Despite your claims, though, you followed the note's instructions and went to the Slug and Salad. Presumably, that was nothing to do with your knowledge of literature.
Marry, naught will have the better of me, sire, save for the lure of curiosity. I have no idea what he's saying. So 'tis true, I was compelled by mine own eager heart to betake myself to the tavern. Yet in the end, my curiosity was not satisfied. On the day which therein, I did tarry a long hour at the Slug and Salad, yet nobody came. Oops.
So even after waiting for an hour, nobody appeared.
Well, yes, sire, 'tis as thou sayest.
Really? You paused for a moment before you answered.
In truth, when thou asked whether nobody appeared, I did suddenly recall. Really? Do you mean to tell the court that somebody did appear after all? I was not alone that night at the Slug and Salad, my lord. No, 'tis returning to me now. I did treat my lips to almost clean water, and mine innards to a premium crust of bread. And all around me, touched a great many companions.
What do you mean?
Flies, sir, flies. Good lord! In the name of Beelzebub, what were they? Fairies, perchance, from a midsummer's night dream, come to taunt me.
I think they were just flies. I can't help thinking that the flies ought to choose something more wholesome to buzz around. Is that wrong of me?
Dum 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 dum. Dum dum dum. Dum 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 da 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 dum.
When exactly did you notice it had gone missing?
Such idle thoughts never occupied my mind. I am busied with greater ideas. In other words, you didn't notice.
Several days passed between your outing to the tavern and Mr. Natsume's visit to your room.
Yes, it would appear that the note disappeared sometime in that interval. Such idle thoughts never occupied my mind. I am busied with greater ideas. And yet, during that time, Miss Green was comatose in hospital, was she not? Clearly, then, she could not have been stealing things from Mr. Shakespeare's room.
Yes. Yes, of course. It's all some sort of misunderstanding, isn't it, Mr. Prosecutor, sir?
Is it, though? You have so far failed to give a satisfactory explanation as to how you came by the note.
Ah.
I am not here to advocate for your defense, madam. I won't tolerate inconsistencies in your story. You would do well to remember that.
No, dearie me.
I really don't like her.
What's Lord Van Zeke's getting at?
I don't know what you mean. You think I snuck into this man's room? Yes.
Hold it!
You see that this note was actually delivered to Mr. Shakespeare about 1 week ago. Oh, does it? But for some reason, it ended up in your possession. I can't think of any way that could have happened except for you breaking into Mr. Shakespeare's lodgings.
Objection!
But for that reason, would the witness have done that?
Ah!
I won't deny that Miss Green's possession of the note would appear to defy logic. However, until and unless her involvement in this case can be proven in some other way, any further pursuit of this note is meaningless.
Miss Green could only have come to be in possession of the note by stealing it from Mr. Shakespeare's room. And yet, there's no obvious reason why she would have done such a thing. What if there was some other reason she broke into his lodgings, though? Yes, We should pursue that idea, Mr. Naruto. We're close now. I can feel it. We're so close to a breakthrough.
Boo, boo, doo, doo, doo.
Hold it!
So, you don't want to tell the court the truth about the letter. Is that it? I'm a fledgling artist. Remember, artists are nearly always introverted characters.
Introverted, fie! This fledgling doth readily cast aspirations about my nature. That I am an angel, a seraph. Birds do harmonize with my song. The wind doth frolic on my wings. Oh, pity! Wherefore dost thou accuse one so pure of heart, ample woman? What is this dance?
Pure of heart? I don't think so. Even a fledgling like me can see you're just a failure.
What? Rude. Tragedy! Thou shalt not know the true heart of an artist until thine instruction hereafter by death. Oh, the days or the years! Alas, to enlighten thee, thou must wait so long and in vain.
Mr. Naruto, interject with some clever remark. This is your chance to shine. I'm no Shakespearean actor, Mr. Sato. No, as far as I can tell, the only thing that's going to resolve this argument is evidence. Yes.
Alright, Screen did in fact break into Mr. Chance's room, isn't it? And that's where she found this letter. I think, here's my theory. I think Miss Green sent the note to him so that he would be gone out of his room so that she could sneak into the room and poison the tube thingy majigger. I just don't know how to prove that. I did see the note had vanished. Why would I? To murder. I can point out the villain here, and as for the turn off piece of envelope, I don't know anything about it. Anything about it, eh? Okay, is there anything I have in evidence I can... Coffee! Welcome back! Were there empty washing machines? Oh, there's shrining. Also, it's definitely that then. Okay, let me save. All of them. Wait. It's too hard to write anyway. All of them are empty. Yay! Oh, you gotta love that. That's the best coffee. The absolute best. Ha! Got it.
Yesterday at the hospital, we saw you with this bottle. And on the contents spilled during the course of our meeting, a small quantity remained. According to the defense's independent analysis,
Hiccups.
Mr. Shom's chemistry set, the liquid that was still in the bottle was identified as strychnine.
What? Strychnine? The very same poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspear. Ah!
Miss Green, you broke into this man's lodgings for one reason and one reason alone. To cover the end of the pipe that feeds the gas lamp. in Mr. Shakespeare's room of poison.
Can this be? You broke into my room to...
It may seem incredible to the court, but from the remaining clues, there's only one logical conclusion that we can reach. The person who attempted to take Mr. Shakespeare's life with poison was you, Miss Olive Green. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dearie. Me!
Oh. Oh, we still don't see the picture? Bruh. Order! The council! Are you seriously suggesting that this woman put poison on the end of the gas pipe with intent to kill?
Yes, my lord. There's no other way to explain the facts.
But if Miss Green did indeed set this odious trap 6 days ago, then the victim had put his mouth to the pipe that very evening as expected. I go do more, but Bessie's house has a washer, and I'm going to wash all the... That is terrific. That is a house with benefits coffee. The attempted murder would have happened 6 days ago, surely.
Well, that's a very good point.
Perhaps not, my lord. I beg your pardon. There was a significant police presence in the area that evening on account of the incident on Briar Road. Local residents were being interviewed throughout the night as part of the ongoing inquiry. A circumspect criminal would likely have chosen not to carry out any wrongdoing at that time.
Lord Van Zeeks! And of course, the following morning, there was more activity at Mr. Shakespeare's address. More activity? Ah, yes! You mean his fellow lodger, Mr. Natsume, being arrested on suspicion of murder? That's right! And as the defense has already proposed, Mr. Shakespeare was meddling with the gas in the pipe for a very sinister reason himself. To cause the gas stove in Mr. Natsume's room to go out, thereby asphyxiating the occupant.
I just need a few fresh things for Woolly Bear before I go. Ah, lovely, lovely. I'm excited, coffee. I can get a little vacay in the new house. That's fun. I love that.
But once Mr. Natsume had been arrested, his room was under constant surveillance by the police. In the circumstances, Mr. Shakespeare had no reason to blow air into the gas pipe.
His intended victim being in a prison cell. With the need to tamper with the gas removed, the poison on the pipe lay dormant.
And then, 3 days ago now, the situation changed again. Right! Mr. Natsume's trial, which took place here at the Old Bailey, came to an end.
The trial in which the man stood accused of stabbing Miss Green in the back, but was duly acquitted.
That resulted in Mr. Natsume returning to his lodgings for the first time in 2 days. On that very night, his gas stove mysteriously went out, and Mr. Shakespeare was mysteriously poisoned.
Bro, they're both murderers. Well, attempted murderers.
In conclusion, the poison that was present on the mouth of the gas pipe had been put there in the victim's room some 4 days ago earlier.
Mary!
With that new understanding, it becomes clear that this letter was all a part of the plan.
What plan?
The court will recall that the note gave instructions to visit the Slug and Salad at 5 o'clock, and that the recipient should tell nobody else. The reason for those instructions are now clear.
To ensure that the lodger would not be home at the stated time. To make sure I wasn't home.
Exactly. While you were out, Miss Green could safely slip into your room, knowing that she wouldn't be disturbed.
You mean to say that letter
Was written by Miss Green, yes. And in order to cover her tracks, she took it away with her when she left. just after she smeared poison over the mouth of the gas pipe in your room.
Wait, the canvas is empty? Order, order! What do you have to say for yourself, witness? Just who are you? Why did you try to kill me?
Miss Green's motive should be obvious. It's all tied up with someone whose name we've heard several times already during the course of this trial.
So, that's what's behind all this. You will share your apparent understanding with the court, please, counsel. Which person is behind this woman's motive for the attack on the victim's life? Duncan Ross.
Take that!
Duncan Ross!
That's right. Before the defendant, Mr. Natsume, took up residence in the lodgings at Mr. Garadeb's, somebody else was renting the room. Mr. Duncan Ross.
I knew I'd heard the name somewhere else. It was all over the papers a month ago, when the man died in strange circumstances at the haunted lodgings. That does ring a vague. Ah, yeah, of course, yes, I remember now. The young man, they claim, was strangled by the convict's curse or some such.
Sadly, my lord, it wasn't a curse of any kind, nor was it an accident. The man died as a result of Mr. Shakespeare blowing into the gas pipe and causing gas to leak into the room.
Yo, he is a murderer.
It was murder, plain and simple.
Ah! And he wants to get that room because he thinks there's gold in there from like the last guy who lived there or something.
Well, what do you know? The world is so unfair. Curses, curious deaths, that's all people care about. If it's an interesting story, they want to know. It doesn't cross their minds that real people are involved. And once they're bored, just 1 month later, once the story's lost its appeal, everyone's forgotten him.
You mean you? Duncan was!
Mr. Ross was Miss Green's fiancé.
Fiancé!
You may not have known until now who Miss Green really is, Mr. Shakespeare. But she's known exactly who you are all along. Because you're her sworn enemy, the murderer who took the life of the man she was to marry.
Mary!
Miss Green, is it not the case? Then in order to exact revenge on Mr. Shakespeare, you smeared poison over the end of the gas pipe.
Yeah, completely empty canvas. Amazing, amazing. This is all quite extraordinary. Am I correct in my understanding that you now accuse both parties, counsel? Each on different counts of murder.
Yes, my lord. That's correct.
Objection!
Inhaling so deeply, it appears that my fledgling learned friend has taken in a lungful of dubious gas that's causing his judgment to be clouded.
What?
Why would Mr. Shakespeare have wanted to kill these lodgers, as you say? You have completely failed to provide a motive to substantiate your accusation against the man. Yes! That's right, Miss Reaper, my liege. I have been slighted. 'Tis lies, I deny every utterance.
And you'll have to forgive me, Mr. Rittersire, sir. But I don't intend to admit to anything either. Miss Green! I'm sure you'll think I'm being very rude, but I'm not going to be sent to the gallows for the likes of this scoundrel.
Objection!
But you broke into the man's room. If you didn't do it to smear poison on the pipe, what was your reason? I thought I'd have a look around, that's all. Oh, whatever. Sorry? You're right. I suspected him. So I thought perhaps I might find evidence or something in his room. Evidence that it was him who took Duncan's life.
Oh, vileness! Oh, villainy! Oh, tyranny! Oh, rotundity of a woman! But in any case, wherever I leave my room, I do not turn the key in the lock. I do turn the key in the lock. Yo, she has a key around her neck. Do you think it's the same key?
That whole place is falling apart. The locks on the doors are no different. Duncan showed me once how to unlock the door of some terps and a piece of wire.
Oh, awfulness! Oh, artfulness! Oh, tyranny! Oh, profanity of woman! We will consider your trespassing on some future occasion, but for now, tell the court what you found, what evidence you searched revealed.
Well, I spotted the note that I sent him lying on the floor. When I went to pick it up, I noticed something. One of the floorboards was loose, and underneath it, I discovered a secret hiding place.
Yay!
Yes! We also discovered the hiding place. Inside, we found a newspaper cutting, a photograph, and an empty tin box. Yes, well, the thing is, when I found it, the box wasn't empty. What? There was something in it! Yes. This rather nice key.
Ah! What are you doing with that?
What the? Every ounce of color is drained from his face.
Give it here! Give it to me now! It's mine! I inherited it! What was that, witness? What did you say? You inherited it. No,
What's all this about? He inherited that key. It was obviously important to you, since you'd gone to such lengths to hide it, so I took it. I don't know what it's for, but you took something precious from me, so I took something precious from you. So what if it means you can't open something now? I don't care.
Give it back this minute! Give it to me! Calm yourself, witness!
So, Mr. Shanspirus has tried, and in one case succeeded, to take the life of 2 lodgers now. Yes, his motive for doing so is the key to everything that's happened. It's true that there appears to be no motive to support the accusation against Mr. Shanspire at first, but considering everything we now know, I think there is actually something that could explain it.
What? I know exactly what it is. It's the treasure of the other guy who died that we've never seen before. Selden, what's his name? Well, let me save, just in case. The 0.1% chance I'm wrong. You know, I don't shoot myself in the foot. Okay.
Take that!
That I was right. An official police report, is it not? The Selden file. How did you get a hold of that? Selden!
The now sadly deceased Mr. Ross and the defendant, Mr. Natsume, have only one thing linking them. The fact that they had lodgings in the same room.
Well, yes, we know this, certainly. A room that was formerly occupied by Selden. Until, that is, he was arrested by Scotland Yard for his involvement in multiple burglaries. I see.
And it so happens that the convict Selden left behind one very substantial mystery when he died.
The sum £1,000 worth of loot that he stole, which as yet remains to be found. Yes, of course. It's coming back to me now. It's written in his file here. 1,000 pounds, lost en route to hell. That was somehow the paper summed it up.
And it seems that one particular fellow inmate was with the convict in his final moment. It's not hard to imagine Selden entrusting that inmate with his most closely regarded secret. The location of the stolen loot, and perhaps a key to unlock whatever container that the valuables were in. You mean the key, this key is. Mr. Shanspeare, it was you, wasn't it? You were at the capital offender's side when he died, were you not?
What are you talking about? 'Tis a false charge, I tell you, a false charge! The name of the inmate who was with Selden at his death isn't noted in this file, but a simple telegram to the prison where he died would quickly tell us how false the charge really is. Ugh! But even if it's true, why would the men be so intent on killing every subsequent occupant of the convict's lodgings?
There's only one explanation for that, my lord. It was in that very room that Selden hid his loot.
Dome. So, it all comes out. Enjoy ignoring each other. I was gonna say, I thought I remembered you saying they don't get along. So yeah, hopefully, you know, they just enjoy their presence and they don't interact maybe.
Yes, and having established that, all of Mr. Shanspeare's subsequent actions start to make perfect sense.
Oh, these hiccups. When he was let out of prison following Selden's death, he made immediately for Mr. Garrideb's lodging in the hope of renting Selden's old room. However, the retired army man was unable to offer him the accommodation of his choice.
Because Selden's old room had already been let to someone else, Mr. Duncan Ross.
Which is why Mr. Shanspeare subsequently devised his gas-based plot to kill the occupant of the room. And when he was successful, he presumably intended to inquire about switching into the newly vacant room.
However, a certain jittery someone had beaten him to it.
But Mr. Sasuke Natsume, the defendant of this case no less.
So you decided to use the play with the gas again, didn't you, Mr. Shanspeare? This time to oust Mr. Natsume. All for one simple and a various reason. To get your hands on the 1,000 pounds of loot left behind with the dead convict.
Oh, they've never met. Oh, it must have been another cat I thought of. But Willy Bear wants to fight most every animal that looks at him, and Crumpet ignores most everything. Okay, so that will work out, I hope. Let's hope that works out then. Nug, you go. No! Got him, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. Looks like I'm gonna snuff it before they get to stretch me. Listen, I want you to have me loot. Anything to stop the coppers getting their mitts on it. It's hidden in the room where I was lodging when they got me. This is the key to it. Take it. Always stay one step ahead, mate. See you in hell, I guess. Jesus. Shanspeare. Ruh-roh. It's mine.
What did you just say?
It's mine. That loot is mine. Okay, then.
Mr. Shakespeare!
It's all lies. I don't accept any of it. Why should I? After all, you don't have a shred of evidence. You can't prove. Yo, Coco! Coco, you might want to lurk really quick. We're at a very spoilery part. Stream muted. Ah, gotcha. Have a good lurk, Coco. Right, Coffee? Like he was already a creepzilla. You can't prove I killed that fellow. Forsooth, I'm the victim here, remember? Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? If I don't admit it to it, there's nothing you can do. You can't arrest me for the time being, anyway. Verily, you can't arrest a victim, can you? Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? I'm so close, I can just need a few more hours. I swore to myself that I'd get my hands on it. And I can almost taste it now. Do you really think I'd just give up?
There's no question in my mind now. This man is guilty through and through. But he seems so utterly intoxicated by the idea of that loot.
Look at those hips go.
I'm afraid that however hard you press him, he'll never admit to what he's done, Mr. Naruto. There is a way. Pardon? There's one way I can finish him. No! He's already committed the most heinous crime to get his hands on that loot. Which means all we need to do is find it first.
A fine plan. Were it not for the fact that the police thoroughly searched the room following the death of Mr. Ross. If it's there at all, it must be very well hidden indeed. Without conclusive evidence, I certainly cannot rule.
If only there was some way we could find the convict's loot quickly. This is the final piece in this complex puzzle, but I think we might have it in our possession already. Or rather, I think we may have something hidden that can help us find where the loot is hidden.
We do?
My lord!
Yes, counsel.
The defense would like to make proposal about how to find the late convict's hidden loot. I believe we are already in possession of something that could give us a clue as to its whereabouts. It's our last chance, so it has to be worth a gamble. Besides, we've used the same technique once already, and it definitely paid off then.
What are they talking about? Very well, counsel. Let the court hear your idea. In order to locate the hiding place of the deceased convict's hall. Oh. Do they mean this? Oh. Herlock's secret stuff? Secret sauce?
Take that!
If I'm not mistaken, those are Mr. Shakespeare's handprints on the wall of his lodgings.
That's right, my lord. Exposed as a result of the defense's independent investigation of the scene. Based on a wonderful new discovery in the field of forensic science by the great detective, Mr. Sholmes.
A great detective? Is that some kind of joke? Do you really think I'm going to be daunted by a man with such a ridiculous title? I should think the great bard ought to recognize such a title when he hears one, Mr. Shamspeare. Perhaps we should compete for the honor of most ridiculous title. Yes! Ah! 'Tis Herlock Sholmes himself! What are you doing here, great detective? Your usual haunts are the filthy back streets of the capital, are they not? Ah, Miss Reaper, it's been too long. And I see your complexion has worsened since we last met.
Mr. Sholmes! He does know Lord Van Zeeks then. Well, enough to say something like that in any case.
Mr. Sholmes! Though you may be heralded as a great detective by the population at large, That does not give you the right to come and go in my courtroom as you see fit.
If I may, my lord, Mr. Sholmes' newly developed scientific method has helped us to uncover vital clues in this case already.
Clues, you say? I call them skin prints, my lord. My method identifies every location touched by an individual under scrutiny. It's the method by which we were able to ascertain this gentleman's gas pipe activities. Yeah. You need only a small sample of something the individual has previously touched to make an indicator solution. In your case, sir, I used a teacup you had been holding. Elementary. So now, Mr. Naruto.
Ah, yes!
What am I to use as a sample to make the indicator solution this time?
Thank you for offering to help, Mr. Sholmes. When the convict was arrested, he was living in what is now Sasuke's room. We need a sample to locate,
Oh. A person? An evidence? I would say Miss Green's key. Right? Right? Do we have anything in here? I don't think I have anything that belongs to him. No, it has to be a person.
We don't need something of Selen's in order to create the indicator solution to find his loot. And something that the convict owned happens to be in the possession of somebody listed in the court record.
Upon my word, Mr. Naruto, your powers of reasoning appear to be on the up. So, which particular person do you have in mind? From whom can we obtain a possession of the late victim Selden to create the indicator solution? It has to be the key.
Miss Green! Ah, me. What do you want with me? The key around your neck, if you please. Sorry?
Yeah.
That key belonged to Selden. There will be remnants of secretions from the man's skin on that surface that we can use.
Very true.
That is the sample we need. Using it, we can create the indicator solution required to Mr. Sholmes' skin print seeker. And find out exactly what Selden touched in the room that he used to rent.
Ah! Mr. Shakespeare has one great to another, I assure you. If the late convict's haul is hidden somewhere in his former lodgings, I shall uncover it in no more than 30 minutes.
So, Mr. Shakespeare, the truth is well within our grasp now, and as such, you will never get your hands on Selden's stolen wealth.
Yeah.
In that case, I'll gladly let Mr. Sholmes have this key.
No, give the key to me. The detective shan't have it.
It's over, Mr. Shakespeare.
No.
You're out of options now. There's only one thing left for you to do. Admit your guilt.
Whoa. Oh, Shakespeare. Despair. By the name. This man jetted into the air. Now that's an ending I was hoping for. I never intended to kill the man. I just wanted to drive him out of the room. That's all.
so you'd have time to find the convict's haul of a stolen goods.
Yet after you killed the young man, you still didn't move into the room. I asked the landlord, of course. I pleaded with him, but he refused.
Why?
I was 3 months behind with the rent, for one thing.
Mr. Garrett really has had a lot to put up with.
And he had the gas repair work done immediately afterwards, putting the room out of action for a while. And then, this Japanese man swooped in at just the right moment to sign the lease.
Poor Mr. Natsume. What unfortunate timing.
Then 5 days ago, after the incident on Briar Road, when the Japanese fellow got himself arrested, I thought I'd finally have my chance, but it wasn't to be. No, the scene was sealed off and guarded by the police night and day.
And if I remember rightly, Mr. Show spent the whole day in there reading books.
I couldn't even enter the room, let alone search for the loot.
Which is why on the day Mr. Natsume was acquitted and returned to his room, you once again tried your trick of blowing air into the gas pipe that feeds the stove in his room.
Unbeknownst to you, however, that action would lead you into a deadly trap.
William Shamspeare. How does it go? To be or not to be? That is the question.
From Shakespeare's Hamlet, Act 3, Scene 1.
Well, let me tell you, in your case, it's not to be. That is the answer. You deserve to die for what you've done.
Ha! Oof. Big oof. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
At first, I really did think it was just a terrible accident. I'll never forget our conversation the night before Duncan died. The gas supply and the new lodgings are complete.
Oh,
You know, Olive. The gas supply.
yes, the stove always seems to go out in the middle of the night for some reason.
That's no joke.
They say it's the convict's curse.
Oh, Duncan, please don't say that. I don't care how cheap it is.
Alrighty then, if it's that important to you, I'll start looking for a new place. There are spare rooms
At my house, why don't you leave the horrible room tonight?
No, I'd better not. We said we'd wait until we graduate before we told our parents, remember?
But that was the last time we ever spoke. That very night, he fell victim to the gas. If only I'd known it was going to happen, I'd have insisted he'd left that horrible room that instant. But instead, all I've been left with is bitter regret. I stopped going to school, but something kept drawing me back to the house on the Briar Road. I saw a stooped Eastern-looking man with a mustache coming out of the house one day when I was there. He walked up the road at Grub's Grubbery for some food, so I followed him and sat myself down next to him. He had some watery-looking soup and started to pick a quarrel with the publican.
That place is cursed, I tell you! Cursed! The ghost of the convict who used to live there is trying to suffocate me! I wake up in the middle of the night for freezing to death because the stove has gone out. The room is full of gas and I can hardly breathe. But the pipes have been checked. No problem there. It's like I'm the problem. That's what they're thinking.
But how could that be? Duncan was gone, and now this man had almost suffered the same fate. Could it really be a curse? Then I remembered. A rumor I'd heard about the gas companies go around investigating the gas installations.
A rumor? Oh, you mean... Welcome back, Clem! Oh my goodness. Apparently, Shakespeare, is a murderer. Yeah, he's been trying to kill everyone in the room to get the treasure that's been buried there. And also, this girl attempted to kill Shamspear for killing her husband. It's everyone's a murderer. You're a murderer. You're a murderer. Everyone's a murderer.
Yes, everybody tells the stories, it seems, about how they go around checking the pipes.
How anything connected to the gas can be extinguished by blowing air into the pipework.
That's when it started. A little flicker of doubt in the back of my mind that just wouldn't go away. Was it really an accident, though? Once I'd had the idea.
Look under your seats. You get a murderer. You get a murderer. Everyone here is gonna be tried to be murdered.
Once I'd had the idea, it wouldn't leave me alone. It plagued me day and night.
Hold on, I gotta write that down. I just thank you, Glem. That gave me the stream title's name. You're a murderer. You're a murderer. Everyone's a murderer. Done. Everyone gets to be a murderer.
So I bought this at one of the black markets in the East End. Ah, a black market! I'd never been. I just heard people talk about them, and you really can't buy anything you can think of there.
Yeah, no worries, coffee.
In some ways, being able to get my hands on this was so easy, it made me even more determined. I had to find out one way or another. Was Duncan's death an accident, or was it murder?
And your chosen method for establishing the truth was simple but highly effective. Smear poison on the gas pipe you suspected the man of tampering with and wait.
If Mr. Shamspear was innocent, nothing would come of what you've done. But if he was guilty, he would pay for his crimes dearly.
Boo-doo.
I found out the name of the man I suspected, William Shamspear, and then I wrote him this little note.
Information gained regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad Bar in Briar Road at 5 p.m. on 17th. Don't tell anyone else about this letter of the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance.
If he'd done it, I knew that would worry him enough so he'd be sure to go. So I waited to see if it worked.
And of course, Mr. Shamspear followed the instructions to the letter.
I worked out where the gas pipe was straight away. So I smeared a good amount of poison I'd bought all around the mouth of the pipe. All the time praying that the devil's work wouldn't be done and that it was all just some wild fantasy. Actually, no. All the time praying that the devil's work would be done and that the culprit would get his just desserts. Damn.
Let's show every character in the game, shall we? It's not even that big of a reveal. It was pretty obvious. And, like, I don't even like Miss Green. If it was, like, Ryan's a murderer, then yes, I would expect that kind of flashback. But, like, come on. 3 days ago, when you were first... when you were... Jesus, I didn't mean to go that high. When you were first stood in the dock before me, this whole affair seemed relatively straightforward. Yes, my lord! I certainly never imagined the depths of depravity that we should subsequently find lurking behind the scenes. It has been a long road, my Nipponese friend.
Oh, yes!
And one I certainly didn't envisage walking with you. Nevertheless, together we have reached light at the end of the tunnel, as it were. Miss Green!
Yes, my lord.
You will henceforth be stripped of your freedom. as punishment for the attempted murder of Mr. William Shakespeare.
Yes, I know.
And you, Mr. Shakespeare, will be tried for the murder of Mr. Duncan Ross in cold blood, and the subsequent attempted murder of Mr. Sasuke Natsume, here present.
Mr. Naruto. Yes! Yesterday, at the hospital, when you and your friends stopped me from ending your life by drinking what was left of the poison in the bottle. I wasn't myself. I can't even really remember what was going through my head. To be or not to be, I suppose. That's a question that's so hard to answer, it seems. Well, personally, I'm glad you're being here, Miss Green. Oh. Then I like to believe that it's a blessing Mr. Shakespeare didn't die when he ingested the poison. For your sake, at the very least.
She wasn't herself when she tried to unalive herself, but very much herself when she tried to unalive someone. Yeah, right? Funny how that works.
Ew. Because of you, I chose life, not death. For myself, at least. For him, I still choose death. And now you've made the truth come out at last. Really, I can't thank you enough.
Oh, Miss Green. You murderer, you.
Mr. Sasuke Natsume. Yes, my lord. The court declares that you are exonerated from all blame in this matter. Accordingly, I would call upon the ladies and gentlemen of the jury to present a verdict of not guilty.
We are in full agreement, my lord.
In that case, I hereby declare the defendant not guilty. I like how it's in cursive. Yay! Oh, there's fireworks. I don't remember that being there before. Court is adjourned. Boo, boo, boo. Yay! We did the lawyering. We succeeded in the lawyering. Oh, yes! Yes, at last! Divine justice duly done! Divine justice! My dear fellow, if there were any divine justice in this world, you would have that you would shave that mustache! No! This has nothing to do with my mustache!
Some say that a luxuriant mustache is a sign of physical prowess, Mr. Shelms.
No considered Mr. Naruto Esquire! Once again! You've saved me from doom!
I'm very happy to have been able to help Mr. Natsume. Congratulations on your acquittal. You're second in almost as many days.
I was first acquainted with and gained affection for English literature whilst in our great homeland empire. And then, by a twist of fate, I was brought to the land that bore the fruit of that literature. Only, the city of bricks and mortar became my prison. Try as I might, I never found my feet here. In the end, I confined myself to my room and lived life through friendly old books.
You've had such a difficult time, haven't you?
But a week ago now. I dragged you out of that dark and dingy room of yours, did I not? You did. And I've seen more of life in this week than in all my years to date. And for the first time, I feel I've begun to see the true face of the English that's so been hiding from me behind the wall of fog. My dear fellow, there is nothing special about the true face of English, as you put it. Wheresoever one goes in this world, humans are human. There are only genuine differences. There are a few genuine differences. Yes, I think you're right. I finally started to see that. And I've come to understand something. I've worked out why I was attracted to English literature in the first place. It made me see that wherever our nationality, we humans all have the same hopes and fears. We're all just doing our best to live.
Well said. I've come to feel the same way.
I've made a decision too. I'm gonna cut short my study tour here and return to Japan.
What?
Just when we become friends here in England. What a terrible shame.
Oh, I know. That does tug at my heartstrings. It really does. But I decided I'd like to take everything I've learned here in Britain and write something of my own. A novel of sorts, I suppose.
Oh my! So you'll be creating your own literature, Mr. Natsume. How wonderful!
Oh, well, no. I mean, I wouldn't presume to call it literature. Why not? When that is precisely the definition, Mr. Mustache. I suppose you're right, yes. I will, in a way, be literature. But as of now, all I know is that I like to try my hand at writing. I have no delusions of grandeur.
I, for one, would love to read your work.
Welcome back, Coffee! Well, all things considered, it may be for the best. After all, you have once again emerged victorious. From a battle with the Reaper. Ah!
That's very true.
And there is no salvation for a person in the dock when the Reaper is the prosecutor.
The desire to return post-haste to the perceived safety of your homeland is one I quite understand.
My goodness, yes! Faced with such terrifying prospect. Nobody would consider that cowardly, I'm quite sure.
It's 1,000,000 degrees out. Ew, gross. Gross coffee. But that's not why I'm leaving. I mean it. Objection.
And that was the case we found ourselves embroiled in 6 months ago now.
So then, why did Chisato's dad want her home because of that? Why did Herlock Sholmes not let anyone publish that story? What? It seemed fine to me. I don't understand.
Sasuke-san did indeed return to Japan and submitted a report about both cases to the government. It was on reading that report that Professor Mikotobo was prompted to visit the scholar. And barely any time later, Susato-san was given the news that she must return to Japan as well. On the back of a telegram stating falsely that her father had fallen gravely ill. The only possible explanation that comes to mind is what happened after the trial on the following day.
Okay, here we go.
The day that we uncovered the loot, hidden by the now deceased convict in his former lodgings.
Oh, the loot. Well, let's see it. Let's get that looty booty. What do you guys think it is? Money? They said it was like 1,000 pounds or something. Gotta feel like almost 100. Ew! No, coffee. No. Absolutely. Ew. Gross. The goggles.
Oh, well done, Mr. Sholmes. How simply marvelous of you. To uncover the secret hiding place in just 1 day.
Wasn't it supposed to take 30 minutes?
As I believe I told you, my dear fellows, skin prints are extremely useful in such situations. Wouldn't you agree, Gregson?
Gregsy's been happily munching in agreement this whole time, you know, Hurley.
Oh, happily munching away.
Happily? I think perhaps, humorously, might be closer to the truth.
So, it transpires the man fashioned a hiding place in the ceiling. Anger gnomes.
And what's in it? What exactly is the loot?
Let us look then, if you're ready. Let's examine the late burglar's hall.
What the? What is that?
It looks to be some sort of neckband or collar.
That has blood on it. Was it stolen from somebody?
A collar? It's huge, though.
And look at the gemstone set in it. I can see why it was claimed to be worth 1,000 pounds. Perhaps I could have it as a belt. Oh, have you noticed on the inside there? There's some dark stains.
You don't think? They could be blood, do you? I mean, there's quite a lot of it.
On second thoughts, perhaps I won't have it as a belt. Then, of course, there's this emblem here.
I don't recognize it. I don't recognize it at all.
A large letter B and a small crown.
B. Do we know anybody with the name of B? No?
What does it signify, do you think?
Oh, I hadn't noticed that. I feel as though I've seen that emblem somewhere before. You know, where could it have been?
That's enough of that, I think.
What? What's the matter, Mr. Sholmes? All the color has drained from his face.
Well, Inspector, I believe you ought to be taking this. Oughtn't you? It could be valuable evidence, after all. It must be kept safe under lock and key.
Ah, yes. Get your grubby hands off that, you lot. Hand it over, now.
And Boylan?
I'd never seen a collar that large before. And all those jewels certainly look to be extremely valuable. But that's not what stood out the most to me. At least not until I noticed it. Those dark marks on the inside of the collar. Those stains. Could they really have been blood?
Well, that was a funny case, wasn't it? But it's all buttoned up now.
And you look very pleased, Iris.
I am, because I was starting to wonder what I could use as the basis of this month's story in the magazine. But this case will be perfect. It's been so fascinating.
You're talking about the latest installment of the Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, I presume.
The mystery of the knife and the mist, and the mustache man and the convict's curse, perhaps. I could make it a 2-part story. Oh, I can't wait.
A word, please, Iris.
Yes, what is it, Hurley?
I'm sorry, but you can't write about this case. It's out of the question.
What? Why not? It's a great case.
Then I shall have to insist that you limit yourself to the first 2 titles. The second must never be written. Oh, the first of your 2 titles. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yo, Sholmes, what are you hiding from us, boy?
And so it was that the second of Souseki-san's cases became buried in obscurity.
Hello? Where did this voice acting come from?
Now, looking back, I feel I understand.
Dude, you're stealing my job.
I can see why Mr. Sholmes forbade Iris from publishing the story.
I don't.
It would take a little longer before I saw the link between everything that had happened and would happen.
Muted. I hate this. I hate his voice. It's so proper and like very calm and like, oh, I'm a British rich man. That is not the jumbling, nervous mess that is Ryan Osuke.
For it wasn't until 2 months after the arrival of Susato-san's letter that events began to unfurl again.
Oh, I hate it.
With an incident that took place at the very heart of the eagerly awaited Great Exhibition of London.
I hate it. I hate it.
Ugh.
No! Ace Attorney, please let me voice over the characters for now on. I'll do a better job. End. Bro, I really hope there's not more voice acting like that. This is the second game, so it could be that like the second game that came on the DS had more voice acting. I'm just really hoping not. Yeah, right, Coffee? Like, it's a great voice actor, sure, but it doesn't match the character, and that's so important. What episode are we on? We did this one. We did this one. It's a great part. Wait, did we do this one? Are we on episode 3 now? Starting episode 3. Okay. Yes. Yes. Story time. I'll turn the sound up for you guys.
The grand end of the century great exhibition of London. Surely there is not a soul who has failed to hear of it. Wondrous new works of culture and industry from every corner of the globe had converged on Hyde Park, welcoming over 50 million visitors. The last great hurrah of this century. Astonished and delighted people of all nations, and ended on a note of resounding success. But as regards to the terrible catastrophe that occurred during the festivities, very few are aware my friend Mr. Sherlock Sholmes had a hand in unraveling the matter. For from the shadows, it was he who earnestly unearthed the facts of the case. And like the centerpiece of the great exhibition, which rose high into the skies of Hyde Park, Sholmes's brilliant deductions, as clear and lofty as the crystal tower itself, brought the truth to light.
Ooh.
We're here at the showground of the Great Exhibition, which is absolutely packed with people. The weather is unusually fine, and we're about to witness a most extraordinary scientific experiment.
Oh, hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 20th century will see steam engines and electrical power dominate the world.
Alrighty.
Horse-drawn carts will give way to the motor car. Ships will sprout wings and take to the skies. And today, we showcase even more advanced technology, a glimpse into the future. A world first, a demonstration of my super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine!
Wow, that's big.
A man will literally be disassembled by a pulse of high voltage electricity and beamed to another location.
Teleportation? Oh, this isn't gonna go very well.
Whereupon his body will be reassembled by a series of complex calculations exactly as it was before.
Oh, this is not gonna go well. Yo, he looks very rich and very important. Maybe we should not use him. Oh, this is gonna go very, very poorly. The way he runs.
In but a few moments from now, this gentleman will, in the blink of an eye, complete an incredible journey through the air. To arrive an instant later on the Crystal Tower behind you!
Who gave him sprint sprinkles. Hyper sprinkles. Oh, thank goodness. I was scared there was going to be more voice acting. I'm like, well, I can't do my job anymore. No, we're good. We're good. There's more. No more voice acting. Let me turn the music back down. Bruh, that was a lot.
Bruno, are you listening?
There is, in fact, a shoe on the mantle. You were correct, Coffee.
Oh, sorry. What was that, Iris?
Himph, what's the matter with you? You've been miles away all morning. Didn't you like what I cooked for breakfast?
No, that's not it at all. What were we talking about again?
Today's paper is full of news about the Great Expedition again.
Ah, yes, the Great Expedition. Exhibition. I'd like to go sometime.
You're really not your usual self today. You seem very down. Don't you agree, Hurley?
Oh. Did you say something? Iris.
Oh gosh, you're even more down.
Ah! When did you run, Mr. Naruto?
I've been here for about half an hour already. We had breakfast together.
What? What? Didn't you mention it before?
I, thought you might have known I was here. You know, because breakfast?
Iris is quite right. You're clearly lacking in vim. So much so that I didn't notice your presence.
Thanks.
Of course, I could deduce the reason perfectly well. With one simple observation.
What?
Let's see. Yes, for example, your tousled hair this morning with all its unruly spikes. Clearly it can be deduced, therefore, that.
Let me stop you there, Mr. Shelms, because I think I can see where you're going with this. My hair always looks like this. It always has, ever since we first met, in fact.
Oh, really? How interesting. It just doesn't look like a haircut as such, I suppose.
Thanks. Again. It crossed my mind recently that it's been 6 months now.
6 months?
Since I was forbidden from working in court. So I've been wondering how much longer I'm gonna be banned.
Oh, well, that would explain why you seem rather glum. Don't you agree, Hurley?
Why was he banned? I don't remember why he was banned. Yeah, I don't remember this information. Unless, like, we haven't learned about it, but the last trial we did, we were fine, weren't we? Yeah, I don't think they told us either. Like, it has been a year, but, like, still. Did you say something? Iris?
Ah, back to moping. What's the matter with Mr. Shelms today? He seems even more down in the dumps than me.
I know, and the Great Exhibition has opened. You'd think he'd be excited. Oh, why don't we all go to see it together?
I want to. Of course I do, but I can't. Not for the time being.
Why not?
Why not? Why not? Because I'm a great detective after all.
So you're embroiled in some tricky case that you can't be distracted from, is that it?
I don't remember hearing that you're working on a case, Hurley.
I suppose I should try to find out what's going on.
Or he could just tell us. That is, in fact, an option, you know? He could just tell us why he's upset, you know? Be a little bit of an open book, like he usually is. Event 6 months ago, please and thank you.
Half a year ago now, I took on the defense of a young girl on trial. heard at the Old Bailey. What at first seemed like a simple case of murder that took place at a London pawnbrokery turned out to be one part of much more far-reaching plot that involved the British government. During the course of the trial, it was found that I made an unavoidable, yet at the same time, unforgivable mistake.
What mistake? Words fail me! This situation is utterly deplorable! Mr. Naruto!
Yes, my lord.
I will decide upon your fate following the conclusion of this trial.
Of course, my lord.
Oh, something did happen. I remember him being in trouble and him being like, I will determine what will happen. But I don't think we found out it was 6 months without being on trial.
In the end, I had my right to represent people in court revoked. And I was told I had to spend my time in research and study, so that's what I've been doing.
It was a case where Gina, yeah, she was accused of murder in the pawn shop. But I don't remember him breaking any laws. Oh, do I have to have a recap?
You have, haven't you, Runo? Reading all those big fat tomes about British law up in your room, and the notes about Sholmes' old cases.
Brewing Iris's special blend of tea, fetching my daily bread for me. You become something of a manservant around here. Start on the silverware next, Master Naruto.
Well, I'm thinking of going to ask the powers that be to reconsider. Specifically, Lord Strongheart at the British Supreme Court on Whitehall.
Lord Strongheart?
Ah, the delightful Lord Chief Justice. Not my favorite fellow.
He's not mine either, but he's the man I have to talk to. He's the only one who can grant permission for me to start working in the courts again. I came to Britain to become the best lawyer I could. And I can't do that just by sitting around here.
What was it, though? Let me make a quick Google search. Oh, unless Glenn already found it. Brett? Huh? Come again? Who was Brett? The bee in the collar? But who's Brett? We really should have maybe played this game after we played the first one. Brett was the woman from the very first case? Oh! Oh! The one who's dead now. Yeah, Elizabeth Brett. I don't remember her wearing that collar. All related to what I was looking for, but I saw her name somewhere and clicked it. That makes sense. That makes... No, I mean, like, not that it makes sense. I'm like, we knew from the beginning she was going to be an important character, and I was shocked when she died. So I guess this is her way of coming back in a way. Her legacy. The collar links to why Iris... It has to be, right? That's a good catch. That's a good catch, Glenn. Are you looking for why Naruto was banned 6 months ago? Because I don't remember at all.
The whole London has been swept up in this great exhibition, hasn't it?
The most advanced science, the most modern technology, the finest works of art and feats of engineering. Thank you, Clem. I appreciate it. For the next 6 months, our capital will be showcasing these things, and the world will be watching.
Oh, do you know that what I'd like to do? I'd like to look down on London from one of those lovely balloons.
Aww.
Look down on? Do you mean those things? Fly?
Yes, of course. They fly high in the sky and don't even need wings to do it. All you need is hot air.
But how? How does hot air have anything to do with flying? It makes no sense. I can't understand it at all.
That's true of a lot of new scientific discoveries. Most people can't understand them at first. But in 100 years' time, all these things will just be common knowledge.
I suppose it might be.
Mind you, some of the science being demonstrated seems very questionable. Something went wrong on the open experimentation stage yesterday. Apparently, there was a huge explosion. Still, I wish I'd seen it, though. I'd love to see how bad some of these scam experiments really are.
Says the innocent 10-year-old girl.
See here, every page of this paper carries some article or other from about the great expedition. But the brighter things shine, the darker the shadows that are cast behind them. Personally, I find myself drawn to the darkness, to the impenetrable. That is my proper atmosphere. Interesting.
Shadows cast behind. Is that a metaphorical way of referring to the back page of the paper?
Well, let's take a look then. Whoa. The Reaper attacked. Wait. Van Zieks was attacked? Lord Van Zieks and cornered. What? Lost cat. There's a lost cat. I don't care about Van Zieks. There's a lost cat? Bruh. We need to get looking for this cat. This is the utmost importance. Ruffians aim to intimidate a man of justice. Public health services. What was the front say? First test of matter transport device. That didn't go very well, now did it?
So many glowing reports of the great expedition and everything that's going on here. Other than this rather gloomy looking one, that is. Wait, what?
What's the matter, Runo?
The Reaper attacked? That's Lord Van Zieks.
I'm really curious to read the rest of the articles. Fiery ball gown sets dance hall ablaze. French court hears glass eye case. Well then.
This must be what Mr. Schultz was talking about. Does he know any more, I wonder?
Okay, but can we focus on the lost cat?
Every article on the front page is news about the great expedition.
Exhibition. I keep saying it wrong.
Public experiments to demonstrate brand new scientific ideas. Cultural exhibits from around the globe. It sounds so positive and hopeful about the coming century. We must all go to see it properly before too long.
Cool. The Reaper attacked. Well, let's talk about the gloomy mood first.
Now you're investigating a particular tricky case at the moment, Mr. Sholmes.
You could say that, I suppose.
Nothing more to add. That's not like you. What sort of case is it?
Shush! Quiet, Mr. Naruto. We must not discuss it here. You never know who might be listening.
You're acting very strangely, Harley.
What do you mean, Iris?
Well, usually, the more mysterious and complicated the case is, the better Hurley's mood.
Ah!
Is it really a case that's bothering you?
Iris, please! You mustn't exercise your astute powers of observation and deduction on me without invitation. Remember what I always say. Put yourself in the shoes of the individual about whom you're making deductions.
You say that, do you? You, Mr. Sholmes.
Never mind. Once I've had a cup of tea, I must make my way at once to the crime scene. Ha!
That was a deep sigh.
Do.
It says in the paper that Lord Van Zieks was attacked. That's terrible.
You know the legend of the Reaper, of the Bailey, of course, don't you? Only too well, in fact.
Yes, Prosecutor Barrack Von Zieks. They say that if the Reaper is the prosecutor in a case, there's no salvation for who's ever in the dock. Even if the defendant is found not guilty. Once the Reaper has someone in his sights, one way or another, that person's time left on Earth will be short.
London's finest rogues always find ways around the law. They'll stop at nothing to secure an acquittal at trial. Falsifying evidence, paying sham witnesses, threatening jurors, bribing judges. But even such devious tactics as these cannot save them from the hand of the Reaper. As you've experienced yourself, haven't you, Mr. Naruto?
Yes! I've seen the Reaper's retribution at work.
Many of those criminals, rogues, are reckless and quite unafraid to die. If a leader among their fraternity is seen to have been taken by the Reaper, retaliation like this does occur. Really, the capital has a never-ending supply of such scoundrels.
So, do you mean Lord Van Zieks has been attacked like this before? This isn't the first time.
He's quite an accomplished combatant, you know. He doesn't take these attacks lying down. Although, it seems that his assailants were armed with guns this time.
Oh my goodness!
It's my phrase, oh my goodness.
Is he alright then? Is Lord Van Zieks hurt?
My dear fellow, how on earth would I know?
Well, in the article here it says, as to what Lord Van Zieks and his condition, all will be revealed in tomorrow morning's edition.
Ah, I see. Well, we shall have to be patient then.
No! I can't wait until tomorrow.
In that case, you shall have to inquire with somebody in the know.
But who? Lord Strongheart, perhaps.
Boop, 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 doo, doo, doo. Oh, I need to rest. Well, I must be leaving now.
Yes, understood. See you later, Mr. Sholmes.
Ha! You really are a shameless liar sometimes, my dear fellow.
What?
You seek to put me off guard and follow me, don't you? Well, you will be wasting your time.
The thought hadn't crossed my mind, but now I'm wondering where you're going.
Well then, see you later indeed. Okay. Mighty sus there, Sherlock.
Listen to him. He's still laughing on his way out the door.
Oh! My goodness.
Alrighty, Runo, let's get going.
Oh, Iris, what are you wearing?
She looks like Mickey Mouse.
I've got change to go to the great exhibition. You're going to take me.
What? But I was just about to go to the Supreme Court.
Oh, well that sounds fun too. You're going to take me there then.
All right, fine. Just lower that weapon, would you?
Of course. And after the Supreme Court, then we'll go to see the great exhibition.
Well then, that was an attire, if I do say so myself. Yeah, we're going to Lord Chief Justice's office, man, captain, sir. Oh yeah, the doves. But why? I could never begin to explain that one, Coffee. Boo, doo, 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 doo. Do 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 do.
It's been about 6 months now since I was last here. But some things never change, like the sense of foreboding I always seem to feel in this place. It doesn't seem to be bothering Iris at all, though. She's happily reading over there.
Oh, I love this place. I always find so many interesting books here.
Of course. Now I was forgetting that you've been here before. The time we came here 6 months ago. when Susato-san was given the news that she was to return to Japan.
Ah, I understand as you wish to speak with me.
Oh, Lord Strongheart! I trust you've been keeping well.
Let's see. Since you've arrived and requested an audience, it's been 4 hours, 32 minutes. 26 seconds. I've kept you waiting a while. My apologies.
No, not at all. I like nothing more than standing around staring into space.
Good to know.
Good to know that it doesn't appear to bother him at all. Miles Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of London. He's the man who followed me to start allow me to start practicing as a defense lawyer when I arrived in Britain as a student. You need only savor the air for a moment in his grand office to understand his preeminent status.
As you will be aware, the Great Exhibition of London is now underway at last. We're extremely busy as a result. Policing the grounds, guarding the new technologies, dealing with petty crime. You found nothing? Amazing. Was there something then? Do we know about it? I don't remember. And furthermore, as of next month, we shall open the International Forensic Science Symposium.
Oh, I've not heard about that.
All I found is that in the last case, Susato tampered with the scene of the crime, but they all decided to keep it a secret. She did? And the Morse code I remember the Morse code in the music box was Japanese Morse code, and it had the names, Keisugi, A. Shin, T. Gregson, and J. Wilson. That is all 4. Who were those people again? Asugi. Who is Asugi? Kazuma Asugi. A. Shin. I don't remember A. Shin. Gregson. Obviously, Tobias Gregson. And Wilson, the dad of what's her name, Iris Wilson's dad. So we just don't know who A. Shin is then, right? They must be the people who know the secret of something. Like the true nature of what happened with the case, maybe. But Herlock isn't on that list, which is odd. Interesting. Very interesting. Also, 2 of those people are dead. I'm really, really hoping Gregson doesn't die. I love Gregson. He's great. Investigating authorities from 40 countries around the globe will be taking part, including from your own hand. Sholmes? 34. Not as old as I expect. I thought he was in his 20s, but 34. Forensic science is the future. The world must embrace it. As we're the hosting nation, I have much to do, and it is my highest priority. If others must wait for my attention as a result, so be it.
Well, it's nice to know where I stand.
So, do you wish to consult with me? Yeah, right, Coffee? He looks so young. Of course, I can very well imagine what this is about.
Oh, well, thank you for agreeing to this meeting, my lord. I want to be allowed to start working as a defense lawyer, again in court. That's what brought me here today. But actually, there's something else playing on my mind as it happens.
Bruno, just take a deep breath and come out with it.
bum, 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 bum. Permission to work.
I actually came here today to ask for your permission.
Go on.
6 months ago, my right to work in my court as a lawyer was revoked, and I was told to spend some time studying. Obviously, I'm very sorry for what happened, but the thing is, it made me understand what it really means to defend somebody under the rules of a foreign justice system.
I'm trying to remember what it was, man.
And I desperately want to have another go. Please, permit me to enter the courtroom again.
Mr. Naruto,
Yes! Oh, here it comes.
I'm sure you haven't forgotten your position here, have you? At best, you are a substitute for your compatriot. This was never your intended role.
Well, that's true. The Japanese government actually sent my best friend on a study tour, not me. It should have been Kazuma. He was so determined to bring change to our own justice system at home. That was his calling. If that tragic accident hadn't happened, I wouldn't be here in this office now. Mr. Asugi was my best friend, you see. That's why I can't leave it unfinished. I have to fulfill his calling for him.
This calling, you say? Has it never occurred to you that perhaps you know nothing of his true calling?
Sorry?
The mission with which that young lawyer student was charged, what do you suppose it really was?
What do you mean? Mission? He's not making any sense.
Never mind. I've read all the reports you've submitted over the past 6 months. It's clear to me that you regret your actions and have been studiously, obeying your revised instructions.
Do you mean?
Yay! As of this moment, I reinstate your license to practice law here in Great Britain.
Thank you! Thank you so much!
What a wonderful news, Runo.
In fact, I believe I have the perfect case to mark your comeback. A curious affair. You'll consider it, I hope.
Of course! Please tell me more!
I want to hear about it.
You described it as a curious affair.
Yes, that's right. I believe it was reported in the press. You are aware that there was a serious accident at the Great Exhibition yesterday.
Oh, no.
Yes, I've read about it. A professor from Germany tried to carry out a crazy experiment. Let me see. How was it described? Super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, I think.
Instantaneous kinesis? As in moving things with a click of the fingers.
That's right. It's just what my herbal blends need. A dash of devil may care.
Whatever the serious accident was, actually, it's clearly captured Iris's imagination.
It's an unfortunate business. A large explosion engulfed the public experimentation stage, and a man lost his life. A certain Mr. Audie Asman, an investor and a well-known figure in society. Kinesis. Oh, okay. I knew telekinesis. I just didn't know to say it kinesis without. Okay. Thank you, Coffee.
A large explosion.
A man died.
The man responsible for the experiment, Professor Albert Haybrain. We do know why? Oh, how come then? He was detained immediately after the incident and is due to appear in court tomorrow on the charge of murder. Yeah, Mr. McGilded. I thought it had something to do with him. What was it about him?
What? Murder?
If you intend to take on his defense, you should hurry to meet with him at the prison. there was very little time left for you to carry out any kind of investigation.
It's a great exhibition. A scientific experiment gone wrong. And murder! I feel out of my depth before I've even started. Still.
We should go to the prison straight away then, and try to meet your German professor. Don't you think?
Definitely.
Ah, yes. One more thing about the case. There's a connection with our mutual acquaintance, the Reaper.
Oh, with Lord Van Zeeks. How?
The first time we defended him, we got him a not guilty sentence. Right. Yes. Wait. Okay, but then on Gina's trial at the end of the end, Ryan admits that Mr. McGilda was actually guilty to save Gina from being convicted of murder. Oh. Oh, but we didn't know. Was that really the reason? That's so stupid. But the first time we played it, it's not like we knew he was guilty. Yeah, that's absolutely BS. We didn't know. We did everything within our power to, like, prove him not guilty, which we did. That's dumb. Whatever. Thank you, Glem. I really appreciate that. I was really confused. We did know. We did? Did we know? I don't remember knowing. I remember we were like, oh, well, we have to prove him not guilty. This whole game is stupid. I know. But, like, that part in particular, you know? My voice. All sorts of conferences have been taking place around the world to coincide with the Great Exhibition. And next month, the largest and most important of them all will take place at last. The International Forensic Science Symposium. But Ryan had to get the not guilty sentence to be allowed to practice law. Oh. We did know? Oh, well that's... I don't remember knowing though. I remember being like, I have no idea who was guilty or not. So I'm just going to do my part in trying to prove him not guilty. That might just be me forgetting though. Exactly.
Huh?
London, the global epicenter of culture, science, and wealth, now has a population exceeding 6 million. Sadly, crime in the capital is growing at a similarly startling rate. And Ryan even said in court he might have forged evidence. Oh. Well, no, we knew later. At the beginning we didn't know, did we? But we still declared him not guilty? Oh, I don't remember then. I don't remember. That was stupid then. Regardless, he's dead. I didn't like him anyways. So it's imperative that we use the latest scientific method to investigate and resolve cases as efficiently as possible.
Which is what's known as forensic science, isn't it?
Exactly. The future of policing.
Ah.
Regrettably, however, Britain is currently dragging its feet when it comes to the adoption of forensic methods.
Oh dear, that's alarming.
Exactly. It's extremely alarming.
Ah.
Yeah, no worries, coffee. If I were Her Majesty's Attorney General, you can be sure the numbers of crimes committed and resolved in London would be very different from the current figures. And I can cite 12 solid arguments and 223 individual reasons to support my claim.
Sorry?
By the way of apology for keeping you waiting earlier, I shall detail every one now.
What?
Oh, how fascinating.
It all began 15 years ago. It was... Oh god. Well, at least we don't have to hear it. And then we died of boredom. Oh, we were re-alived. And that more or less sums up my feelings on the matter. In the simplest of terms, of course. Essentially, to formally establish a forensic investigation division within Scotland Yard. Maybe that's what's going on with Sherlock Holmes. He's going to be part of the forensic investigation or something. That is my mission.
Oh, right, yes, that's wonderful.
Exactly. Wonderful is precisely what it will be.
Iris isn't paying attention at all. She's got her nose in another book now.
Oh, is it over? Did you learn anything useful?
I actually drifted off for the most part. He's surprisingly adherent about forensic science.
Cool. Goodbye. New location. The prison. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me save first. Boo, 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 ba-da-da. Save. Save. I'm saving my game. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Oh. Also, something about the voices makes me really yawny. I know, right? Coffee has a lot of laundry. This time, though, all of Coffee's laundry mats were completely empty. Cat! Good morning, Cat! How are you doing today? You're a kitty kitty. You're a cat. If you mess with me, you're gonna get scratched. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Kitty, I'm a cat who likes to play. My back hurts. Welcome to your 20s. Yeah, same cat. I'm so out of it. Oh my god. Oh, anyways. How was your sleep? How was your sleep, Cat? Ace was in my dream last night. But like, Ace wasn't actually there. I just remember mentioning them, I think? I don't remember. It's more like a notable a runner-up. No, what's it called? Honorable mention. It's not more. It said I have to go back to the laundry room to change the load to the dry. Oh, and then I gotcha, Coffee. My back has hurt since I hit puberty. Same. It was a decent sleep. Nice. Decent sleeps are great and decent. The quite splendiferous. Kat, when's your next stream, by the way? I think I saw you post a schedule, but I didn't read it because I'm a Dumbo. Yeah, no worries, Lem. When is your next stream, and what are you streaming? Are you streaming Stray? The kitty cat game? Today? Oh! Wait, in how many hours are you streaming? Boom, 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 boom. I think I'm gonna take a break from attorney. My voice is very tired, so we'll just chat for a little bit, and then I might end stream a little bit early. I think that's the plan. In 6.5 hours from now. Oh, I was hoping you were gonna say in 10 minutes, and then I was gonna be like, I get to raid cats. I get to raid CRM, but alas, it's not the case. Tis not the case. Yeah, no worries, Coffee. Ooh, Fire Emblem. What Fire Emblem are you playing? I'm imagining 3 houses. The House of the Rising Sun. Oh, or are you playing the new Fire Emblem Warriors game? Which is the new purple-haired guy. I have plans for earlier today. Lovely cat. I hope they're good plans. I hope they're plans to take over the world. 3 houses because I haven't gotten 3 hopes yet. Gotcha. Is the gameplay and story elements very similar to Fates? The one that came out before on the DS? Or is it like, are there any things that are like drastically different? 'Cause I played Fates. I beat the one path and I was starting to play the other half. Yes. What did I ask? I asked if it was different. So yes, it's different. Okay. How so? If you don't mind me asking. Three Houses has a better story and no children units. Oh, I like the kid units though. I like seeing what kind of kids they would create. It was weird that they would grow up really fast, but I like that. I like that part. Three Houses, the same play style as Fates. Okay. Okay, cool. Hopefully I'll be able to watch a little bit tonight, if I am awake when you do stream, and I will be able to see for myself what it's like. But you could date the children units? You could? What? Wait. What? What? Could the children units also be married? I don't remember that. That's creepy. That's very creepy. Yeah, I don't. Fates was a really weird game in the Fire Emblem franchise. That's very, very weird. I remember actually reading that in the Japanese version of Fates, they took it out in the English version, but you could blow on them. You know how like the DS has a microphone? You could like blow on them and it would be like a cutesy thing, and I'm like, okay. You can marry it? That is okay. Yeah, that's a little weird. Yeah, it's a little messed up. Just a little messed up, if you ask me. Just if you ask me, fam. Yeah, you could blow on them. That's so weird. Like, it's very, very bizarre. It would feel so uncomfortable. Imagine your partner blowing on you, like. No, thank you. I'll avoid that. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, I think I'm gonna wrap up stream here. I'm exhausted. I think I'm gonna go take a nap or something. Yeah. I hope you all had a great time. Kat, thanks so much for stopping in at the end. I will really hopefully come check out your stream if I'm awake. If not, I hope you have a terrific stream. I would be there if I was awake. And until then, I will see you guys on Saturday and hope you have a terrific nighty-whitey. Peace out, everybody. Bye-bye.